Hi friends, in this lecture you will be learning on the basic aspects like propagation. Specifically, I have divided these propagation aspects into two, mainly vegetative propagation and seed propagation. First, we will study the seed propagation aspect and also what are the advantages, disadvantages, and how it is important in horticulture. So before going to the seed propagation, first you should know some basic aspects like what is propagation? What is propagation or plant propagation? This is a process of multiplication of the plants. It is a process of multiplication of the plants, or it's a art of multiplication of plants. So seed propagation is the one which is very a basic method, or it is a age old practice where it is used from the civilization. Once when the human civilization started, they started to use the seeds for propagation purpose. So this is the one very old practice, or it is a very ancient method. Till today it is a popular one. Okay, there are two types of propagation methods predominantly, that is sexual or seed propagation, and asexual or vegetative propagation. Sexual means you are already aware here. There is a the two gametes are involved here in the production of the seeds. Asexual method, it is a there is no involvement of the gametes here. That clarity you are having already. Like what is I think these things you might have learned in depth in the seed science course also. But as a part of horticulture and fundamentals of horticulture, and as well as throughout the horticulture, you will be learning different propagation aspects. So you should know what is propagation and also different types of propagation methods. In that, firstly, we will study the seed propagation, or sexual method of propagation. So what is like seed? So you should know like it is a the propagation material which is having a like embryo sac, and also seed coat. So this is the source of like propagation for any agriculture or horticulture field. Normally, this is the one method which is extensively used for multiplication of the plants. And whatever the plants produce through seeds are called as seedlings. Here it is mainly the seeds are produced through the fusion of gametes and like sexual organs, that is ovary and also anther, like ovum and anther is involved in this, or male and female gametes involvement is there in the like production of the seeds. And here the seeds, what is seeds or how it will do look, that and all we will study. And first, before going to that, what is how the seed is formed, or what is pollination and fertilization, how the seed is formed, you should know. Being a agriculture students, we should be aware of this. This is a ovary, that is a female part, and the pollen grain, this is the male part. So by fusion of these pollen, these two, there will be a formation of the this mitosis and all. You will be aware like how the male and female gametes will fuse and how it will divide into synergids. These two are egg cells, and the nuclei will be having ovules, and the polar nuclei and egg cells will be there. Then how it will divide into different sections, and after the process is over, the pollination will occur. So after pollination, the fertilization, the anther and the ovum, the ovule or ovary, this will get fertilized and it will become a seed. So these things it is a very basic one. You are already aware of this. Then what is the advantage, or why should we go for seed propagation? Seed propagation, it is a predominant one, or it is a commercially used propagation method in most of the horticulture crops, especially in vegetables. It is a predominant one. Most of the vegetables, nearly 95% of the vegetables are propagated through the seeds. Apart from this, can you there are some vegetables where both seed propagation as well as vegetative propagation is predominant, and some of the vegetables we have to propagate only through the seeds. Vegetative means like chow chow or chappara badani. You might have heard that chow chow, Setchia medulae, that is propagated through fruit. Fruit is a propagation method there, and also this tonde. So that is cuttings we can use. Cuttings we can use for the propagation purpose. So apart from these two, like drumstick, we can propagate through the limb cutting, and also curry leaves, we can use the root suckers. Our cuttings or root suckers we can use for the propagation purpose. So this is with respect to vegetables. When we take the flower crops, say for example flower crops, that is entirely vegetative propagation is the predominant one. There are few flower crops we can follow seed propagation, that is marigold, crosandra and marigold. Even China aster, some places we can also follow seed propagation. When we consider the fruits, most of the fruits are propagated by mainly asexual means of propagation method. Only few seeds. The option is only in some of the fruit crops. The seed propagation is the only option. Example, papaya. So you should, and most of the like plantation crops, nuts or seeds, and medicinal plants. Some plants propagated through seeds, and some of the like example for seed propagated medicinal plants I have already discussed while covering the medicinal and aromatic plants, tulasi is the one, sarpagandha, ashwagandha we can propagate through seeds. Then we will see what are the advantages of this seed propagation. So now you got idea which are the horticulture crops. So in which are the horticulture crops we can follow the seed propagation. Next we will see what are the advantages of this seed propagation. Normally, this is the one oldest method I already mentioned. Whatever the plants we are propagating through seeds, it will live longer, or the lifespan of the seed propagated plants will be more. That is the one advantage. And the plants or the crops which are propagated, especially the fruit crops which are propagated through seeds, will be having a root system deep root system. And there is one advantage in fruit crops, that is we can able to get the chance seedlings through seed propagation. That chance seedlings means you will be already aware of this, by chance some suppose some birds or animals will eat, and they will through the excrete of birds or animals, some varieties are developed and popularized also. Say for example, uh, mango. In mango we can see some of the varieties like Dasheri, especially the North Indian variety, or the variety which is ruling in North India. It is also having popularity, that was also identified through chance seedling. Chance seedling, or it was originated through chance seedling, we can say. And Chinna Swarnarekha is also one best example. So there is a advantage of this seed propagation in horticulture crops, especially in fruit crops, through to develop or to identify or to popularize the chance seedlings. And another advantage, especially in the fruits, is some fruit crops we cannot able to follow any vegetative propagation methods. Such kind of root crops we can extensively use, or we just explore this seed propagation like anything. Like example is papaya. Papaya is a one crop which is propagated only through seeds. Only through seeds. And you might be aware of some terminologies also that I will be explaining in the coming slides. So papaya, the commercial method is seeds. There is no other vegetative propagation method. Next is another advantage here is we can exploit the hybrid vigor extensively using this seed propagation. You are aware what is this hybrid vigor? This is the superiority of the parent over the superiority of the offsprings over the parents. Like it is also called as heterosis. This can be extensively exploited through this seed propagation. Next is suppose if we need large number of seedlings, so we can also use this vegetative propagation, but we cannot expect the true to type or uniformity cannot be achieved. And very one important the contribution of this seed propagation to the horticulture is polyembryony, that too in fruit crops. Like some of the fruit crops like jamun, jackfruit, even in mango, we can explore the polyembryonic rootstocks or this polyembryony. That means from a single seed you can able to extract, you can able to get 3 to 4 seedlings from single seed. So that is the one major thing. From a single seed we can able to grow the our single seed is having ability to produce 3 to 4 seedlings. This can be exploited only through the seed propagation. Example is jamun, jackfruit, and also the mango. Mango, some of the rootstocks, especially the rootstocks like Kurukan, Nevadan, Nekkare. These are the rootstocks which are having extensive polyembryonic nature. So this is also one advantage, especially in the fruit crops. Coming to the disadvantages. Disadvantages any technology or any concept is there are two phases for any technology or some concept. So whatever the advantages are there for seed propagation, we can also see some drawbacks or lacunas in seed propagation. Mainly, suppose if we are using the seed propagation in any fruit crop, there is a long time. It will take long time for production of the economic yield. To produce the long economic yield, it will take long time. That is a one major drawback. And apart from this, the seed propagated the seeds sometimes they will lose viability very quickly. So that is also one thing. And there will be no true to type here. That is also one disadvantage. Apart from this, there are some seed-borne pathogens even after treating we cannot avoid in most of the vegetables. That is a damping of that even after seed treatment we cannot control that pathogen. That is a one major drawback. And with respect to the viability, I would like to give some information like I think that is coming in the next slides. In seeds also there are two types of seeds. So you should be aware what are the seeds, and mainly the two types of seeds, that is orthodox seed and also recalcitrant seed. Recalcitrant seed means the seed which loses its viability very quickly, or the seed which is having low moisture, like more moisture content. With less moisture content we cannot store it for long time. Or just you remember the seeds which loses the viability very quickly are the seeds we have to sow immediately after extraction. One such example for recalcitrant seed is jackfruit is the best example. Even papaya is also a best example for recalcitrant seed. Next is orthodox seeds. That means the seeds which can be stored for long time. So even for longer duration, we can store the seeds. So these seeds are called as orthodox seeds. Most of the pulses seeds or cereals are regarded as orthodox seeds. Even in some of the fruit crops also, we can store it for some time with refrigerated storage. That is also there, but they loses its viability very quickly. Next concept associated with this seed germination is dormancy. Dormancy, this is one common term. Being agriculture students, we are very well aware of this. That means the dormancy. How do you define the dormancy? Like in terms of seeds, the inability of the seed to germinate even in presence of the congenial condition as well as congenial environment. The dormant seed is the one which is healthy, which is having all the nutrients present for the required for the germination of the seed, even though it is having a lacunas or inability to germinate. So, what are the main reasons for dormancy? We will see. And here you can see this is a seed, luron, endosperm, scutellum, and radicle. And there are different types of dormancies which exist in the seeds. That is seed coat dormancy, dormancy due to rudimentary embryos. So, one by one, we will study what are the different types of dormancies. Seed coat dormancy. So this dormancy is mainly because of the hard seed coat, presence of hard seed coat. That hard seed coat, it is having impermeability to, it is having inability to absorb the soil as well as like the nutrients from the soil as well as oxygen. That hinders the germination process. So this is the one type of seed dormancy, that is seed coat dormancy. This type of dormancy we can see in case of malvaceous vegetables. Even in like bendi we can see this. And some of the stone fruits like almond, walnut, nut fruits or apple, peach, pear, plum. This kind of vegetables we can see fruits we can see seed coat dormancy. Next is dormancy due to rudimentary embryos. Sometimes this dormancy is mainly observed because of the improper harvesting as well as due to natural calamities. Uh, like uh, After the mature, like when the fruits start developing, the seed embryo, it needs some time to enlarge, and it needs some time to develop properly. Suppose if we are harvesting the fruit before ripening, or if the fruit naturally falls from the tree before maturity, that leads to the occurrence of this dormancy, that is dormancy because of the underdeveloped embryos. Most of the palms are possessing this kind of dormancy. Next is dormancy due to chemical inhibitors. Dormancy due to chemical inhibitors. So here, because of the presence of some of the chemical substances or some of the growth regulators like ABA, excess amount of abscisic acid, that also hinders the germination process in case of any agriculture or horticulture crops. Dormancy due to some internal factors. Internal factors there are some internal factors, like sometimes the seeds are not maintained properly or stored properly. That is also one reason. Or there is a lot of exposure of seeds to chilling treatments. That also common in, especially in case of temperate fruits. It is a common because of the internal factors. Next is double dormancy. So whatever you have studied here, studied up to the previous slide, that you have seen either seed dormancy or seed coat dormancy or embryo dormancy. Here, double dormancy means here there will be a dormancy due to seed coat as well as embryo. Both will be having a dormant situation. So this is the commonly seen in case of Cercis accidentals. It is commonly seen even in some forest tree species also we can see this double dormancy. So these are all the types of dormancy. And next is viability. This I have already studied. The viability means how many days after after extraction of the seed from the fruit, how many days we can keep in the normal condition or in the refrigerated condition without losing its original the contents. Contents are the constituents present in the seed. Or like suppose if we are sowing the seed immediately without losing its germinability, we can say in a broad term, without losing its germinability. Okay. So recalcitrant and orthodox seeds I have already discussed. So there will be a common question on this, like what is orthodox seed or recalcitrant seed? Are there also ask some examples for this? Okay, you have seen the different types of dormancies. So this dormancy, there are different types of dormancies we can say. One is embryo dormancy, double dormancy, seed coat dormancy. So all these type of dormancies you have studied. Then we will see how to overcome these dormancies, or what are the methods which are there to overcome the dormancy or seed dormancy in vegetables or any horticulture crops. Mainly, you should be aware, we can use some of the terminologies like mainly stratification, or drying, or using some acids, or treating with some chemicals, or soaking in water. So these are the different methods to break the dormancy of the seeds. So we will see next one by one what is mechanical scarification. So here the seed which is having a dormant condition, that seed has to be rubbed with any hard surface. Here you can see most of the forest or tree species will be having very hard seed coat which are having an inability to germinate. There will be some sandpapers or drum rollers to remove the outer hard seed coat. So that will helps in breaking the dormancy of the seeds. Next is soaking the seeds in water. So this is a one common and simple method, from 8 to 24 hours also we can store the seeds. Most of the even say for example teak, you can say, take an example of teak. So continuously 1 week alternate wetting and drying we have to do in order to remove the dormancy. Like acid, here we can use some of the acids like hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid in very very low concentration, like in a with short duration, 15 to 16 seconds. Next is cold stratification. It is also called as moist chilling. Here what we can do is we can just here we can break the dormancy using by subjecting the seeds to cold temperature or cold condition. Okay, here some of the seeds we can subject it to moist chilling also, so that will helps in breaking the dormancy. So you should be aware, like suppose along with the cold condition, there are some medias which are recommended here. Sand, peat, vermiculite also we can use with some little bit amount of moisture, and the time duration is a little bit more here. From 1 to 4 months it will take depending upon the seeds which we are going to use for stratification purpose. And here normally while stratification, the whatever the some growth in hindering substances are growth inhibiting substances are our hormones that will decrease gradually, and the growth promoting substances in the seeds will enhances. The best example for cold stratification is peaches, and also most of the temperate fruit crops are propagated through seeds for raising the rootstock. So in that situation, the seeds of these temperate fruits has to be subjected to cold stratification or moist chilling. So here you can see, suppose if we do the stratification, how the plant will grow, and if it is no stratification, how it will germinate. Let's say example. We can also go for dry storage, especially the cereals and pulses we will store for long time. So that is also one. Next is treating with the chemicals, like especially the growth regulators. Using potassium nitrate, we can use gibberellic acid, like 200 to 500 ppm, and also we can use especially in case of oranges or citrus group. So these are the different type methods of breaking the dormancy. We can use stratification, scarification, or chemicals, or we can use cold water, like water soaking. So these are the different methods of breaking the dormancy. So starting with the seed. So in this topic you should be aware of some basic things. What is seed? What are the different, what is seed? What is propagation? And what are the different types of propagation methods? Especially what is seed propagation and what are the disadvantages, advantages, and also which are the vegetables or fruits or flowers propagated through seeds, and what is the advantage of the seed propagation in case of fruits, and what are the what is polyembryony, how it is advantageous in case of fruit crops, and what is dormancy, and what is the reason for dormancy, and how to break the dormancy, what is recalcitrant seed, what is orthodox seed, and what are the examples for orthodox and recalcitrant seeds. These things you should be very well aware, especially in case of horticulture crops. These are the common practices we will follow, and which are the chemicals used to treat the seeds. Normally, thiourea or thiourea is mainly used to break the dormancy. Suppose these are the seed dormancy. In some of the vegetatively propagated vegetables, we will see the dormancy, especially in case of potato, onion, we will see the dormancy. Suppose if we are seeing the dormancy in potato, we have to immediately after harvesting the potatoes, we should not uh, plant. We have to store it for at least 1 month in order to break the dormancy. Same way you are doing in coconut also, no? Same way, that is same thing. So we can follow, like sometimes storage is also one, dry storage or wet storage we can follow. Or thiourea is the one chemical commonly used to break the dormancy of the some vegetables. Okay, this is all about what is propagation and seed propagation. Next class we will see the propagation through vegetative means.